What's up, guys?
What up?
So we're driving out to Kentucky right now to get ready for a hunt. And me and Hunter were like, why not do a quick video and just do a little podcast? So that's what we're going to do right now. We're in the car. The first topic we were going to do was just start off talking about what me and Hunter do to prepare and prep for deer season back in Ohio. I think it's a good topic to start on. People might get some information off of it, what we do and what they do differently. And so that's where we're going to start. Well, mainly what I do is, so we last year changed our whole field to food plots. I think, Hunter, didn't you do a food plot?
Yeah, we did a food plot.
And so me and my dad, we put 4 food plots in. We put one at the front of the property, the one that we shot our bucks out of last year that you guys saw. We put one in the middle, like down in their bedding area, and then we put one up on side, up on a flat on a hill. And surprisingly, the one that did the best for us was the one that was in the front of the property, but it's close to their main field. So like, what me and my dad have noticed is that those bucks are coming out of their woods and out of their bedding area and coming into the food plot eating, and then they're making their way out into the main field. So that's what's worked best for us. I don't know, what's worked for your food plot?
Well, last year our food plot started off really good in the summer, like late summer, coming up until season, and we were getting deer very consistently, like nightly, daily, consistent. And then all of a sudden it was like 2 weeks before season. I don't know what happened. Our food plot slowly started kind of, I almost want to say like dying off. We weren't really getting near as much, and then season rolled around and me and Mason sat first week of season, didn't really see much.
Well, let's say we saw a coyote.
We did see
and
a
that
coyote.
definitely did not help the rest of that night at all.
That coyote ended up lingering around most of the season. I'm still getting pictures of him. I'm guessing it's the same one, so that didn't help either. But the food plot took off really good and was really consistent late summer, and then just coming up before season, I just think I planted it way too early.
Yeah.
But it was very good.
I think Hunter's actually got some big bucks right now. Some big deer
We got some,
at this food plot.
Yeah, this year I planted an early season one, and I kept a lot of leftover seed, and I'm gonna plant another one probably here soon because it took about a month for them to come up. So
I think there is a certain time to plant food plots.
yeah.
But I think the earlier the better, because those deer know that food source is going to be there and it's going to keep them around.
Yeah.
So I know obviously during the rut, those bucks are going to travel. They're either going to go miles or they're going to stay if they're on a hot doe. But I definitely think that food source that they know it's there is definitely going to be a big help. And the main thing is, especially when it gets in the cold winter times, those bucks and those does are eating to stay warm consistently, because food source, it's there with the food plots. They know it's there. They know they can go there and eat. So I think definitely keeping those food plots up, keeping them grown, keeping them thick for those deer to eat is definitely a huge key to being successful.
Yeah, for sure. Keeping that food source around.
Yeah.
Deer around.
Definitely. So if you guys don't have food plots, what I would do if you're going into your season, you're new to hunting, so I would walk the property. What we do when we didn't have our food plots, we would walk the property, look for the best spot. We look for trails that the deer are hitting consistently, looking for trails that are torn up. We're looking for scrapes and rubs that have been from the past consistent years.
Yeah.
Hopping on those quick. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for acorn trees that are there, because those deer are going to go to the food source no matter what.
Yeah, looking for where they're licking at. Licking branch is huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
That's how I killed my big buck right off of a lick, and that was the first time I've really ever hunted over one, and that's one of the first things I look for now whenever I'm walking in the woods or field line.
Well, the buck that me and my dad killed our deer out of last year, you guys saw in the videos, that was a food plot. It didn't grow in, as you guys see. We didn't get nearly as much rain at all last year than we got this year.
We had a drought for almost a month and a half, and I think that's what killed my food plot.
Yeah, mine did not grow at all. But we put a rope up, and those bucks were going to, and they disappeared. But then we didn't have our camera facing the other Licking Branch that they're on consistently, and those bucks were just destroying it. And you can hear my dad saying in the one video he thought he was going to come right to that Licking Branch and he wasn't going to get a shot. But then Empire actually turned and my dad got a shot and put it down on the ground. But yeah, I think looking for Licking Branches, trails, scrapes is the main key. That if you're going into a new property and you don't know what's going to happen or what you're dealing with, that's the best thing to look for. So I know tomorrow me and Hunter are definitely going to look for those because we're going down to Kentucky. We got permission on 2 properties to hunt velvet buck. That's where we're driving to right now.
Yeah.
Going to be having videos come out for that, but that's what we're definitely going to be looking for.
And another big thing is bedding areas.
Oh yeah, huge.
If you can find where they're going to at night and coming from in the morning, you get between a bedding area and a food source, or bedding area and a lick, bedding area, scrape, whatever it is. If you can get between those 2, you're going to be set.
Yeah.
Had a lot of luck.
What do you think? We're just gonna ask questions. What do you think the biggest success in the rut is? Like, what are you looking for? What are you doing in the rut?
I would say doe count.
Yeah.
Make sure you have hot does around. That's that's what they're chasing after, so that's what you're gonna want. But I've had a lot of luck with a call, a can call, and then a grunt call. And the past couple years, I never really called up until probably 2 years ago. And within the past couple years, just kind of learning a little bit more about calling and learning kind of more or less how deer move with that call is just watching them, even the young bucks, just watching them, knowing how much to call, not over calling. I've had a lot of luck, I would say, with the calls. And, even if you got a buck that's by himself looking for that doe, even the doe call, the can call, has been phenomenal. I mean, I've pulled bucks. I think last year I pulled this. He was probably 110, 120 from across the field, a good, 80, 100 yards. He was walking away from me, and I hit that doe call. And he kind of stopped in his tracks, kept looking, started walking away. I hit that doe call again. He just locked up, spun around, and came right to me. And he was one of our younger bucks, so I wasn't going to shoot him, but just watching him, watching how he reacted, just hitting that doe bleed. And I love calling during the rut.
Oh, it's the best thing.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one year I was hunting in the rut, and there was this buck, and I saw him. I couldn't tell if he was big or not, and he was walking up towards the hill, up to the flat area where we have one of our food plots, and I couldn't find my call in my bag at all. Like, I was looking, I could not find it. So I literally, it's cold, it's like maybe below 30, it's snowing out, and my nose is running, and I remember I just went with my nose and just like made a snorting sound, and I had snot coming down, but he stopped and he came flying down the hill just looking, and it was one of the coolest things that I ever witnessed while I was deer hunting. I mean, you witnessed some crazy stuff while you're deer hunting, but it was one of the craziest things. And
especially during rut.
Yeah, during the rut.
Those
And
deer act
the
different.
best is when it's cold out and that buck's snorting or he's, and you just see the smoke come out of his
Smoke
nose.
rolling out the
Yeah.
nose. Oh.
It gives you the chills.
Yeah,
Even
it
if it's a
does.
small buck like a spike. But
Even if it's a doe breathing.
I think what Hunter said is a big thing is don't call or overcall.
Yeah.
This is when I've been hunting my whole life, and I wouldn't say I haven't took it like so seriously. Like, I made it my passion until about like 2 years ago. I started realizing like hunting's what I want to do the rest of my life.
I'd say the same.
And I want to travel, hunt, like do ministry and stuff. But it was during, I think it was like, I forget when it was. I don't remember the date or anything. But it was during the rut, and I had a buck come in, and he was big, like 150s. Probably about 50 yards away from me. No shot. And he was walking the other way. And I started grunting. He stopped, looked at me, would not come. I just started blowing up my grunt. Did nothing. And he eventually ran away. And I think bucks deer are smart. People might not think that, but buck are very smart, and the older they are, the more
Yes.
mature they're gonna be.
Yes.
And he knew, it was like, all right, that doesn't sound right. Like, that doesn't sound like an actual deer. And he took off and he ran, and we actually never got pictures of him since that. I don't know if he got on a doe, which could have been possible, or he just moved on to another property, or that sketched him out. But I definitely think overcalling can definitely be a big factor in the rut.
For sure. Same with rattling antlers. You don't want to overdo it with them either. I mean, I've had some bucks where I'm just sitting there just rattling, watching them walk across the field. I'm rattling, keep going, and finally they get enough of it. They know something's not right because they're not going to be rattling for that long, so they take off running.
Yeah.
Can't overdo it, but you also don't, kind of a fine line. You don't want to underdo it either.
Yeah,
Not do it at
definitely.
all. You kind of want something. But
That's a nice car.
that's a very nice car.
That's a very-
Look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh, that's a nice car
Another
too.
Corvette.
Well, this is really off topic. My dad came up here for Corvette school. This is where they do Corvette school because my dad's a sales guy. He has to do the Corvette school.
What's that, to learn about it?
Yeah, and they get to drive him around the big circle track.
Oh, that's awesome.
So maybe that's where they're headed.
Dude, it could be. Those are some nice cars.
Yeah. So I think another factor we can talk about is like weather.
Yeah.
Weather plays a huge part in the hunting.
and wind.
Weather, wind. Wind definitely.
Wind, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've had wind screw me over a bunch. A
More
bunch.
times than I can count.
We had this buck named, what did we name him? Oh, we named him Tank as well as the one I shot last year. I forgot we named this deer Tank. I'll put a picture of him up in this video. But we had him on camera for 4 years straight. He was the biggest body mature buck I've ever seen. Like, giant. And this buck's so smart. He would never come in during the day, ever. It would always be at night. Like, he knew just, like, it was a safe option to come in at night.
You're
And
smart.
one time, my dad's sitting there, it's getting dark, sun's going down. He comes off the top of the hill during a rut because there's a doe.
Yeah.
Only thing that brought him off the top of the hill is probably that doe, if we're being honest.
More than likely.
So he comes off the top of the hill, comes down, circles all the way around back behind my dad, smells my dad, and takes off. My dad never gets a shot. And that's just an example of a mature whitetail buck that's smart. He's going to go downwind and he's going to smell you.
Yeah.
Wind is a huge factor. In that situation, my dad was sitting in the right spot for the wind. That buck just outsmarted him and went around.
Yeah.
But wind's a big factor. I look at the wind every time before I go out
Yeah.
because I just want to know.
Yeah.
And weather too. I mean, obviously I would like to hunt in the 60-degree weather, 55. Deer are gonna be on their feet all the time.
Nice and cool.
But it was crazy. That video when me and Hunter went out that morning and that afternoon, me and my dad the next day were like, do we go out that night? It's so hot. Like, we don't want to go out. My dad
like
always said,
90 degrees.
I know, it's so hot.
And sunny.
It was so hot. My dad always says, you can't kill nothing while sitting home on the couch. So I was like, all right, let's go. And sure what? I shot Tank and I got him on second day of opening season. But weather definitely does play a big factor in it. But like I said, anything can happen in the woods. It's not like these deer are on a pattern. But one little thing, like if a deer's laying down and something spooks him, he could get up and walk right in front of you. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, someone else or something else spooks him right to you.
Weather can play a big part. You got any questions or anything you want to talk about? Hey, Seven
Not
Brew.
off the top of my head, but yeah,
Sponsor
Seven
us.
Brew.
We get it every time.
This is his third one today. Third
Yeah.
energy drink today. Plus what? A chocolate mocha? Chocolate mocha.
Yeah.
What was that? Like a
got-
smoothie or something?
Yeah, I gotta stay up for the car ride.
You're gonna stay up till we come home.
Let's just share some stories. You want to tell us about your big buck you shot?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I'll talk about that. So, so 2 years ago, I was hunting my own property, and I was getting pictures, mainly all of our bucks were kind of nocturnal by this point. It was towards the end of October, coming into rut. Most of our bucks kind of turned nocturnal, and we were still getting pictures a couple days a week of them, somewhat consistent. So I was still hunting out back there. My buddy texted me. He was like, "Hey man," he was like, "every night I come home from school or work, whatever he was doing at the time, he's like, I got like these 6 doe every time I come home in my backyard." He's like, "Do you just want to come kill one?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So I kind of took a break from hunting my property, and it was on a Wednesday night. I went out, and me and my dad went out there, and I hung my saddle stand. Well, this was the first season I had my saddle stand. And so I end up hanging it right on a tree line, in between like a pond, and then there's like a little like grass hay field, and then the tree line that I was on. And we went out on Wednesday night after work, hung it up, and I put a camera out, and it wasn't a cell cam, so it was just a normal like SD card reader. Yeah. So next day after work, I go out and check it, and I see those 6 doe on camera, and I didn't put nothing out. This was the time that I hunted next to that lick.
Oh yeah.
And so I put my my stand probably 20 yards away from this lick, and didn't really think nothing of it. I'm just expecting to shoot a doe. That's all I planned on shooting, was just a doe, fill the freezers, fill my tag.
Was this the first night you set out?
I didn't sit Thursday night. I got off work a little bit later, so I just went and checked cameras.
And then you shot the buck on the first night you went there, right? Or did you sit there a day before?
It was second sit, but first night I sat that morning.
Oh, okay, so you sat there. Okay, so
I took Friday off work actually, because I saw a decent buck Thursday night on camera. I mean, it wasn't huge, it wasn't near as big as the one that I shot, but he was pretty solid, about the size of the first one I've killed. So I take Friday off work, call in sick, I was not sick.
Sorry, work, but hunting's got to do it sometimes.
Hunting is more important. And so I sit Friday morning. I tell my dad, I'm like, yeah, first big doe that comes in, I'm shooting her. I don't care. And I sit, and as I'm driving to my buddy's house, I'm like less than a minute up the road, 6 doe come walking right across the road, still pitch black out, walk right towards my stand. And I'm like, oh sweet, this is gonna be an early morning. I'm gonna be out of here.
Get it done, get it gutted, be out of here. Have a day.
I figured I'd be out by 8 o'clock eating breakfast. Sure enough, I could have been done by about 7:30 that morning. And I get set up before daylight. About an hour goes by, it starts breaking light, and it's barely legal shooting light, and these 6 doe just come walking right underneath me, just standing perfectly broadside at 20 yards, and I'm just like waiting. And for some reason, something told me not to shoot, even though that was my only intentions. I was like, no, I'll sit tonight. So I end up sitting till like 11. I go home, and I'm like, man, I don't know, something just didn't seem right. My dad was like, why didn't you just shoot one? That was your plan. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I really couldn't tell you why. Anyways, I go back out in the evening. I'm sitting there. It's starting to get dark, and I ain't seen a thing. And I'm like, okay, I really screwed up. I should have shot one. And I'm like, well, this kind of sucks. And I'm sitting there playing on my phone. I got bored. I'm guilty of it. And I hear something moving in the woods. And I'm thinking it's squirrels. I've been hearing squirrels all day. And I look, and it's a doe just by herself. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just shoot her whenever she comes in. And I'm watching her. She's walking down this path on the other side of me, and I can't really turn too well to get a shot. But then she loops out and goes out into the field. She's behind some trees I couldn't shoot yet. I got my bow up and ready. And all of a sudden, I catch movement, kind of to my left beside me. I see a buck come walking out. Well, this was the other buck that I had on camera.
The smaller one?
The smaller of the two, yeah. And I didn't know at the time. I just saw a decent buck. It's probably like a 110 maybe. And so he comes walking out, perfectly broadside, 30 yards. Well, just by having little experience with my saddle. I didn't have it set up right. I go to pull back. Well, I can't pull back all the way. My saddle, for some reason, I had it like way up high, and I couldn't pull back.
Oh, your rope was there.
I hit my rope. I
Oh.
couldn't pull all the way back, and he caught me trying to mess with it. He caught me moving, and he took off, ran like, I don't know, probably 50 yards, 60 yards out, and just stopped staring at me. I come down, I adjust my saddle real quick. He kind of puts his head down and starts eating in the field. Adjust my saddle. He starts walking towards me. Well, I'm waiting until he stops looking at me because he's still looking. And I go to pull back, and he sees me again. He kind of jumps 5 or 6 yards away. Just as I'm getting ready to shoot him, I was just going to fling an arrow. And I catch movement below me, and I'm at full draw right now, and I like look down at the bottom of my eyes, and all I see is this monster rack underneath of me. And I was shaking bad enough with the little one, and then I see the big one. Oh, buddy, I was...
Buck fever.
Yeah,
That's what we
it's
call
real. It is real.
It's so real. Anybody that says buck fever is fake, it's the realest thing. I mean,
They're so full of it. And so I'm holding this at full draw, and he walks out probably to about 30 yards, does like a 180, and walks back facing right at me, and probably gets to 15 yards, and he's got his head down, and I'm shooting almost directly down on top of him. And I told myself, I'm like, this is a horrible angle, I shouldn't shoot. But guess what I did?
gotta take risks
I
sometimes.
put it right between his shoulder blades, and I just squeezed off. And I just remember hearing that like pop, like water balloon pop, and he books it down the tree line, ends up jumping in the woods, and I lost him whenever he jumped in the woods. And then all of a sudden I just hear like a thump, and then just leaves, just going crazy, and then it just stops. Just nothing.
That's the best sound, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Like
I'm
when you hear a deer crash,
Yeah.
or you see a deer fall or drop, it's the best feeling ever.
oh, for sure. And I'm just losing it at this point. I mean, I'm shaking so bad. I call my dad and I'm like, hey, I think I just smoked a giant. And he's like, oh, was it that one that you had on camera? I'm like, no. I said, I spooked that one. I said, I think his grandpa just came out and I smoked him. And I think I called you shortly after that.
Oh yeah, you did.
I
think
talked
called
to
me,
you. Yep. You know, all the phone calls you got to make
Yeah,
after
all
you shoot a
the-
big one. And so I wait for my dad to get there. It was like an hour. And we go looking. It's dark by this point. And we go looking. There isn't a drop of blood. Not one
That's the worst feeling, isn't it?
speck of blood for about 70 yards.
That's happened in my tank last year. We had no blood until we got like 25 yards up.
Yep.
And I was like, bro, I saw it be hidden. Like,
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. And the only thing that we had to base off of was a short path in the woods that looked like he might have jumped through, but we didn't know if that was from him or other deer. So we walked through that path, and me and my dad kind of branch off. He goes one way, I go the other. Well, he ends up finding my arrow. My arrow had kicked out of it.
your dad found them? Your dad found the arrow?
My dad found the arrow, correct. And like where the arrow was, he had to have bedded down there because it just poured blood everywhere. And so now we got some high hopes. We went from like 0 to 100 on hopes. And sure enough, we walk a little bit further, and you can see more blood. We start following it, and I just remember he looked up with the light, and then hurry up and put it back down. He was like, hey, I think we should walk up here. And I just kind of look at him, and he's had that like grin on his face, like he knew something was up. And he just shines the light up real slow, and there he is laying there. Oh, I went nuts. Like that feeling whenever you come walking up on it, especially at night, whenever you're
Oh,
walking
yeah.
with a flashlight and you find it, that is an unreal feeling that I don't
It
think
is.
anyone can describe. But yeah, so that ended up being my biggest buck. I think scored him, I think he was 135, 140 maybe, 8 point.
Yeah, well, that's big for an 8 point.
Yeah, we took it to a butcher, so it's still warm out, but he weighed his carcass alone, and it was over 100 pounds. After
Yeah.
the hide and the head were already off, we ended up getting like
He was a
100
big deer, a big body deer.
huge body. It was probably, we got like I think it was like 90 pounds of burger and like 20 pounds of steak. But yeah, so that's my biggest buck so far. And the story of it, I didn't even know till that night. My dad told me. So I ended up killing that buck the same date that my grandpa, which was my dad's dad, had passed away. It was just a couple years later. So it's kind of ironic how stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
God has a plan for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it just so happened to line up that the day that my grandpa had died was the day that I killed that buck.
Yeah.
And I think part of that was him telling me not to shoot that doe that morning.
Yeah. Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah, he knew what was coming. But yeah, for sure, that was unreal.
No, that's a good story, dude. Yeah, it's good.
So how about you? You got a couple big ones under your belt. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
What's your
I'll
favorite?
share it. Before that, it's people that don't do hunting or don't understand hunting. It's crazy the amount of stories and excitement and stress and happiness and buck fever that you
so
get
many
out of
emotions.
it. There's so many emotions, and sometimes it's the best times. You feel like you're the happiest in the world, and sometimes it's the worst times.
It'll kick you in the butt.
Yeah. And if it's dark, guys, we're driving. I try to turn the lights on to get some lighting, but we're driving to Kentucky. We're going to get there at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we just figured we'd do a little podcast video. My biggest buck. I have my biggest buck, but what's the best story one?
What's your favorite one?
My favorite story?
First one?
The first one wasn't a story, but I think my favorite story is the first video I ever posted on the YouTube video is about shakes. And I'll share it again in case you guys haven't watched and you're new to the channel. So me and my dad is starting to get into the rut, and we get this picture of this deer, and he is a giant. Just like Hunter, you know him. He's at my house.
Yeah,
he has
a big boy.
32-inch spread. Like it looks like it's 2 feet wide. It's more than 2 feet. It's like 2 feet and then 10 inches wide. And tall G2s, G3s, good G4s, and he's just a wide buck. So we get a picture of him on camera, and it's cold, and I'm like, Dad. And he came in during the day. We got the picture of him at night and the picture of him in the morning. First time we've seen this deer. I tell my dad, I'm like, Dad, we're going in tomorrow afternoon. Because I had school and my dad had work, but this time I got off of school at like 11:45, so I was like able to go hunt. I was like, Dad, we are going in that afternoon and we are going to hunt this deer. So we go, we see one doe the whole night. I'm just like, sick. Like he was just in there that night and that morning, and now he's gone. We see one doe.
Isn't that the worst?
And then, so that happens. My dad's like, that was on a Friday. Here comes Saturday rolling around. I'm like, Dad, we are going back in and hunting this deer. Well, guess what? We see 3 doe the whole morning.
Better than one, I guess.
We couldn't hunt that Saturday for some reason. Rolling Sunday. Dad, we're going back in. It's a rut. Anything can happen. So we go in. And for people that know me and my friends and family, I joke around a lot. I'm a big joker. So me and my dad are sitting there, rolling around. I want to say 10:15, 10:30. We had a couple does and stuff. We're actually seeing good action. I'm sitting at my tree stand looking out. Bedding's behind us. Swamp is down to the right of us. I hear crunching in the back. I look back. Here he comes. I start shaking. He comes in. I'm like, Dad, it's him. Dad, it shakes. My dad's like, no, it's not. You're lying. Just shaking his head, doing all this movement.
Play too much.
I'm like, Dad, I swear it's him. And I start shaking my dad's around. He goes, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. So my dad, this was when I was young too. I think this was, I want to say 2021. Not young, but just like,
Younger.
this when I wasn't in the hunting that much. My dad grabs his rangefinder. So he comes in. He's about to turn left and come behind us and come up on top of the hill because there's acorn trees up here that they always eat. Well, he doesn't do that. He comes right here. He actually goes right and circles around and comes downwind. So he starts walking through the creek. This was like, it was cold out, and like the water was frozen, but like you could step on it, it would break. That's how I heard it. Cause I heard like the leaves and the ice crunching, breaking.
Yeah.
And he comes in and stands there, and me and him have a 5-minute stare off. And 5 minutes felt like 45 minutes.
It probably felt like an hour.
And we're standing there. He's not coming in. He does a full 180, turns around, starts walking. My dad, about 30 yards probably, not stopping. So as he's walking, I'm like, you know what they say, grip it and rip it. This is when I use a crossbow. I'm sitting there, I'm following him. He's walking, bang, hit him. Beautiful shot. Thing was, he was quartering away from me a little bit. I put a little far forward, so it wasn't the best shots I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So he takes off running. So he runs straight. He goes through all their bedding area, and then you know what there is always. There's always something in the way. Huge creek, straight down on both sides,
sure.
6-foot drop. So after we shoot him, me and my dad sit there for about an hour. My dad's like, all right, we're going to give him time. Let's go back to the truck. Just chill for a sec. And so we go back down. We're tracking blood for 120 yards. We get to this creek. The creek's up to my stomach. It's freezing cold water. My dad's like, I just know he crossed this. So my dad takes his binoculars, starts looking. My dad finds a single spot this big of blood on a piece of grass where there's snow and you can see the red blood. My dad's like, he crossed. We're just going to let him go for now. My dad's like, we're going to have to go back home, get water boots, and just get our water gear. So we drive back home, get our water boots, get our stuff, get food, come back. This is probably 4 hours after I shot him. My dad's like...
This is still during the day, right?
Yeah, because I shot him like around like 10:30. This is
Okay.
probably pushing around like 1 o'clock, 1:30. We get back down to our property. My dad's like, we're going to go on the back side of the property and cross because there's like a beaver dam. And it's really short water because that just blocks up the water on the top coming down.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really shallow. So it's only up to like our ankles. So my dad's like, we're going to cross here. So we cross there. We climb up this hill. Funny thing, this hill used to have barbed wire on it because before we got this property, it used to be like a cow place.
Okay.
And my dad's climbing it, and my dad fell down and got caught on the barbed wire, and his whole boot just ripped, and all the fuzz and stuff was coming out. And my dad's like, you gotta be kidding me.
That is so unfortunate.
We go all the way over. We get to the edge of the big creek, and my dad's like, if anything, my dad's like, where he crossed is about 25 yards up this way. So we're walking, not seeing nothing. And out of nowhere, my dad just stops. And I'm just like, usually when my dad stops, that means there's like, we spooked a deer or something, something's running.
Yeah, something's
and
up.
I thought my dad spooked him and he's still alive, and he just took off. And my dad looks at me, and my dad starts giving me that smirk that your dad gave you. And I'm like
doing that, don't they?
and I like this. I snap my head. I'm looking. I don't see nothing. I'm like, what are you looking at?
Freaking out.
And my dad points, and there he is. And I just give my dad the biggest hug. I think I got teary up a little bit. And I remember there's a video of it. If I can find it, I'll do it. I think my dad has it on his phone. It's just the best feeling.
Yeah.
I walk up to him. I pick him up. My hands are like this wide, holding him up like this. And it's funny. So we have a fuller and a sled that we put the deer on. I mean, we'll drag them to the open area, and then we'll just throw on the sled. It's much easier.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But we couldn't get the deer back over without crossing the creek. So my dad's like, I didn't have overalls at this time. My dad had waterproof. So my dad gets in the water. And you know, as a guy, the worst part of getting in cold water is the private part. So my dad gets in there, stomach deep, and it's freezing cold. We ratchet the deer over, pull him over, hooked him up, and we got him. And that was the story of Shakes. So that was a great story. That was probably my favorite deer I've shot.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any better feeling than doing it with like your dad who taught you, or my dad who taught me, being there with them, the ones that showed us how to do everything,
like show me
and now making all these memories with them that you'll never forget. Stories to tell. It's unreal.
And now I'm gonna make one with my hunting buddy. We both are.
Speaking of that, we have a slight problem.
Oh, should we tell them?
I think we have a very slight
So,
problem.
me and Hunter.
Kind of funny story here.
It is funny. Me and Hunter are both partially colorblind. So, deer red blood matches with brown to us.
And everything else on the ground.
Everything else on the ground. So hopefully we make good shots and we see the deer drop or we hear him crash.
We have a lot
Or it's
of
going to be a
faith in
long
each
day
other.
of looking.
Yeah, we're just going to shoot from the hip if we don't see them go down.
But yeah, that's my story. But
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I think we're just going to cruise out, guys. Thanks for staying with us. If you stuck to the end of the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I think half of you guys that watch aren't even subscribed. So just please help a guy out. I love hunting. It's my passion. I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like Hunter said, God always has a reason why something happens. And I think the reason that me and Hunter are going on this Kentucky trip right now is because of God. So just please leave a like and subscribe. If you haven't seen the new merch, these are the new hats. They're fire, and we got new shirts.
They are fire.
I'll post a picture at the end of the video. But stay tuned, leave a like, subscribe please, comment if you disagreed with us with any of our talks, or you agreed, or it was helpful. So more of these are going to come out. Me and Hunter are going to start doing podcasts just so I can keep this YouTube channel active with videos and stuff. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for these Kentucky videos coming out. Hopefully me and Hunter can put a big velvet buck down on the ground.
Let's get it done. Grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it.